Hey, so it's Rant Wednesday. No, I don't know if I want to make a habit of ranting every Wednesday. I want to be positive and happy and stuff. But there's just everything frustrating me this morning. The first thing isn't something that frustrates me, but I noticed as I pulled in, I kind of forgot until I pulled in. But I saw a bunch of guys over that way dressed in like army gear, and I was like, I saw people driving over. I'm at my work, which is it's like a church building that has a daycare in it. And it's like a Christian daycare, but Christian daycare. I talk too fast sometimes. So I saw them over there. At first, when I saw people over there, I thought it was for some other church get-together thing that people were gonna meet and go somewhere and do stuff. Because sometimes that happens. When I'm getting to work, I see people and stuff, teenagers or whatever, which is the middle of the week, so probably wouldn't be teenagers. But anyway, I noticed after looking at them that they were in like army gear. And then I was like, oh yeah, because we have today and tomorrow, especially tomorrow, but today they're going to talk to the kids and stuff. The police are doing drills at my work for like lockdown procedures and stuff and all that jazz. So that's why they're here. They even have like some big armored vehicle things, which is a little scary, but nothing for us to worry about. Anyway, the rants this morning. First of all, care.com frustrates me. I've been trying to get a nanny job. My boss knows this, so if she would happen to see it, it's not a big deal. But I've been looking for a nanny job. I lived in one town, and I just moved to another town a half hour away, and still work in the original town, so I'm driving a half hour to work every day, and so is my husband. But I've been trying to look on care.com for a nanny job. I need to make sure I watch the time. I have like 5 minutes. And more and more cars are going over there. I don't know why, unless they're coming from home to go. I don't know. But there's people going behind me. The sheriff car. Let's check what I'm saying. Nanny job. I've been looking for a nanny job, and I've been using care.com to look for this nanny job. So it's making me really nervous, all these police cars. I know what's happening, but alright. But anyway, I'm using care.com. I've been applying to different people and stuff that have posted things on there saying that they're looking for a nanny. Well, I found out last night, I don't know how long it's been the case, but I found out last night that now, without saying anything, they've started making you upgrade in order to apply to places and for people to see that you applied. Maybe you can apply, but they can't see it or something unless you upgrade. So that alone is frustrating because I don't know how long that's been going on, because they didn't like send an email and say, hey, by the way, on such and such date we're going to start making you upgrade, so you might want to upgrade if you want to continue to apply. They're just like, oh, we'll just make it so they can't apply and people can't see their things unless they upgrade. Which I didn't find that out for sure until last night when I was trying to apply, and I went to like copy and paste. I was going to go copy so I could paste what I'd written on another application, because I kind of did the same kind of text and it's a lot of stuff, and so I didn't want to have to type it again on this new application, so I was going to copy and paste it. I went to it, it's like upgrade to unlock your message so people can, so and so can see that you applied, and I'm like, great. So they can't see it unless I upgrade, and I didn't know that I needed to upgrade, so all this time I've been applying to places, probably at least a week or two at least, and they haven't seen it, and I didn't know that they couldn't see it. So I was like, okay, fine. So I started to go to upgrade, and it's like 36, well, they have like a 20% discount right now for fall. I went to upgrade and saw that they had my old my old debit card on there, so I was like, okay, well, I need to go change that. So I went to go change my debit card, filled in all the forms, like put in my debit card number and the number on the back and the expiration date, all that stuff, and then push submit on that. I had gone away from the upgrading thing, so I could change my credit card. So I'm doing the credit card thing. I click submit on changing my credit card, and it says that the transaction can't be processed because the credit card is no longer on file or something. Like saying that I tried to buy something and the credit card wasn't usable. Like my old debit card, okay, credit card, debit card wasn't usable. And it's like, well, I know it's not usable. That's why I'm trying to change it. But it just didn't register that I was changing it. It thought it read it as if I was trying to submit a purchase. So that's annoying. And I think there might be I'm gonna have to be done after this part of the rant. I think there might be a number I can call. I'm not for sure, but if there isn't, I'm gonna have to find a whole. I might call the number and change my debit card number and stuff for the site on there. But I don't remember if that was for that site or another site that was somewhere like in name. I don't remember which thing I looked at that point. But so that's annoying. So I may have to find a whole new route of finding a nanny job, which is going to be even harder because they won't let me change my debit card so I can upgrade my account so I can even apply to jobs. Super annoying. So there's that. The other rant is related to related to what's the word? I don't know, government / PC-ish stuff. Not really PC. Black Lives Matter type thing. So frustrated with that. But I gotta go inside because it's time for me to go into work. So I'll rant about that later. So I realize I'm wearing a different shirt in case you're going to notice. So yes, it's a day later, but I'm going to go on with the next thing I'm gonna rant, although I'm not really feeling ranty today, but I wanted to finish the video. So, although that first clip was already like 7 minutes and something long. The other thing, I'm not going to get into all the details of the political junk and stupid candidates we have, but that's enough of that. Enough said. Stupid candidates, plural. There's 2. But I watched a video, or well, not last night, but the night before last. I'm watching Chicago Med, and I'm watching the first season, and something that I heard about yesterday morning made me think of, reminded me of one of the episodes I watched. So, yesterday morning, they were talking on the radio about, and I think I've kind of heard snippets of it here and there on Facebook or wherever, but there was a person, I don't know if that was the teenager, but we'll just say there was a person that was black that was shot by a police officer, which I'm sure happens about every day. Not because they're black necessarily, that people that are black get shot by officers. I don't think it's because they're black, because I'm sure every day white people get shot by police officers too. Anyway, they were saying that this black person got shot by a police officer, and people were upset about it or whatever, and of course because people are people, and it said that it was said or something, or noticed, or whatever the case, it looked like the person was pointing in the video or something, I don't know, whatever the case, the person was pointing something at the police officers. My first thought was, oh great, so people are going to think, or people are going to say, oh, but what if it wasn't a gun? What if he was pointing, I don't know, his cell phone, tried to hand his cell phone, or tried to point like this or that wasn't dangerous at the police officer, and the police officer shot him for no reason. Well, as happened in the episode that I watched, although in that case it wasn't a police officer, in the episode there was a shooting at in the episode of Chicago Med that I watched, there was a shooting at a movie theater. And what had happened was there was this teenager who did these prank videos. It's all fictional. But this teenager did these prank videos on YouTube, and so he had decided to go to this movie theater and take a leaf blower and wave it around like it was a gun. And people freaked out and like stampeded out of the movie theater, like they stampede toward Black Friday sales. That's what it reminded me of, because a lot of people got trampled. People left, and there were gunshots. The gunshots came from a like high school teacher or some kind of history teacher or something in the episode, in the show, that had a concealed carry, and he saw the kid waving something around that looked like a gun. He pulled out his gun and shot the kid a few times, and the kid, long story short, ended up living, because he had like a lung transplant and stuff. Otherwise he wouldn't have. But like, that guy had full reason to believe that this kid had a weapon, and so this guy pulled out a gun to defend himself and shot the kid. He was traumatized when he found out that the kid didn't actually have a weapon. But in his case, even though he's a fictional character person, it's the same situation as with the cops. If somebody points something, if you're a cop and somebody points something at you, you're not going to be like, hey, is that a gun? Because I can't shoot you unless that's a gun. Is that a gun? Could you just, is that a gun? By the time they even try to ask that question, they could have been shot like 10 times, at least. They're not going to take that chance. They were trained to defend themselves and to defend, more importantly, everybody else. So if they pull somebody over or want to talk to somebody and they're pointing something at them, especially if it's aggressively, I don't know if it was aggressively, but pointing something at the cop's gonna shoot first and ask questions later, because whether the person's black or white or 5, maybe not if they're 5, I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. No matter what their color or their race or their age or whatever, really, or sex, if somebody's pointing something at an officer, they're probably going to shoot and find out later what it was they were pointing, whether it was this kind of gun or that kind of gun or a paintball gun or a knife or a leaf. They're not gonna wait to see what was in your hand before shooting you if you're pointing at the officer. So that's my sorry. That's my 2 cents about that. Always some people frustrate me. And I'm not saying that's what people thought, but that's just the first thing I thought of, people just being like, well, what if it wasn't a gun? And then they shot the person for no reason. What if it wasn't a gun? But if you were a police officer trained to defend people, and this person that you pulled over pulls out a gun, it also reminds me of, how long is this? Sorry. It also reminds me of the movie Crash. There's this guy in the movie, that he's kind of like a gangster type looking guy, the way he's dressed. And he's, not that all blacks are gangsters or all gangsters are black, but this guy was black. And there's a lot of racial, tension, I guess, between people in the movie. Has I just lost her name, so never mind. Is it Julia Stiles? I don't know her name. Anyway, it has some well-known people in it. But anyway, this kid, he has this little figurine that when he's driving or when he's in the car or whatever, he always has to have this figurine on the dashboard. It like gives him luck and stuff, and he just can't hardly ride in the car without having that on the dash. He keeps it in his pocket. He puts it on the dash when he's in the car. He tells his friend earlier in the movie, his friend who's also black, he tells his friend earlier in the movie about it. Later on, toward the end of the movie, there's this young white cop who has seen some older cops kind of be not so good. They've kind of had like been racist and stuff and just not good towards people. And so he's very adamant on treating everyone right or the same and stuff. And toward the end of the movie, he picks up this guy. I think he's taking him somewhere or something. I don't remember what he's doing with him. Maybe the other guy got in trouble for something. So he's sitting in like the passenger seat or something. I don't remember how they ended up in the same car. I don't know if it's in the police car but they ended up in the same car. The police officer, young police officers in the driver's seat, and the other guys in the passenger seat. And the police officer says something, and the guy like reaches in his pocket because they just got in the car. Reaches in his pocket for the figurine, but he reaches in his pocket, and the officer sees him reaching in his pocket, assumes that he's getting a gun, and before he can pull his hand out, he shoots him, and like shoots him in the chest and like kills him pretty much, and then sees after shooting him that he was just reaching for his figurine. But he was kind of like in a hurry to reach first. I think he was trying to be fast about reaching, and the cop kind of freaked out. And I'm not saying it's okay that people were extra worried about, or cops seem to be, or whatever, extra worried about African Americans. But whether you're black or you're white, you just have to listen to cops. You can't just be pointing things at them. It's just common sense. Anyway, I gotta head into work. I have 2 minutes, but I think I've talked long enough. So those are my rants. Okay. Have a good day.